Tyson. So the first question today is just, where were you born and where did you grow up?
Well, I was born originally, I was born in Port Sudan, in Sudan, before the country split into two. So now it's like Sudan and South Sudan. So I was born in 1994 in Port Sudan. It's like by the Red Sea.
Mm. Interesting. And then how long did you live in Sudan before you moved somewhere? And where did you move?
I lived in Sudan till 1999, and then July of that year we moved to Egypt because of the war that started between the Muslims and the Christians. So like the country was heavily basically run by Muslims, and so the Muslims started burning churches and like targeting Christians. So my parents decided to flee and move to Egypt. And so like we moved to Egypt, we were there basically as refugees, and we lived there we still live there. I lived there for like 10 years, and then I moved to the United States. Do you want me to elaborate?
Sure, yeah. How old were you when you moved to the United States, and where did you move?
Well, when I moved to the United States, I was 16. I didn't know actually I was going to move to the United States at all. It never crossed my mind. It's just like one day, this lady who helped my sister to go to the John Kennedy University in Rome. She came to me and she asked me, she was like, "Oh, do you want to go to school in America?" And I was like, "Okay, America, sure, yeah, why not?" And then she sent me the email and address of the school, and like I just contacted them and applied, and like 2 weeks later I get a video saying, "Oh, congrats, you're accepted." And
wow.
I got like a full ride to this private high school in New Hampshire. So in 2010, like my sister left on a Friday, and then the next Friday I left right away to go to America.
Wow. So kind of going off of that, before you moved to America, could you sort of describe the idea you had about it and what how moving here either altered your perspective or sort of satisfied it, and how it changed, and what you feel like the reality of America is versus what your ideas about it were before you lived here?
Well, back in the other side of the world, everyone like thinks America is like this basically utopia, and like everything there is awesome. You have like all this freedom. You can do whatever you want, and like we all hear about America a lot, and like everyone, literally a lot of people, and I'd say a lot of refugees want to go to America. They want to start a better life there and stuff, which is in a way understandable because life. A lot of countries in Africa are like way underdeveloped, and like they're corrupt and run by like really corrupt government. So in a way, my view of America is like, yes, it's like this, perfect place where you can go and like learn a lot of things and just excel in life, but the reality of it is not that at all. I mean, when I first came here, I was like, I didn't have a culture shock because a lot of people were like, "Oh, you're gonna experience this and that." When I came here, I was like, "Oh, well," I landed in Boston, and then I flew from Boston to Manchester airport in New Hampshire, and then when we were like driving me back to school, I was like, everything is green. I was like, okay, because you would never see a lot of trees in Egypt at all. It's just desert. Well, it's not desert. That's a misconception. But yeah, so my view of America did not change a whole lot the like first year that I was here. Because like I was in a boarding school, and all I did was just like study 24/7 and like do a lot of work and stuff. And then since I was like raised like a Christian, it's the idea of like, oh, there's only God. That's one thing that changed my mind also here, is that religion, basically, because I grew up in like being Catholic and going to church and all that. but when I came here, I was like, well, I want to like hear different perspectives of what people, other people think, because I was just like raised was like a community that like like basically went to church and
Yeah.
that was like the norm. And like I came here and I was like, oh, he's atheist. So like start talking to people like, oh, it's that and that. Oh, and then this person is Buddhist, this person is that, and then like had like a lot of conversations with like different people about their religions, and it was way like it was really open minding, and I was like you start questioning a lot of things. And yes, one thing that America definitely does to you is you learn to question a lot of things, like a whole lot of things, even things that some things are not supposed to be, you just shouldn't question. Like, you shouldn't, what am I trying to say? You shouldn't dig into them because some things just don't have an end, So, but like here, it's, I find a lot of people digging into things that I feel they're just wasting their time on, but that's just, I guess, me. But yeah, I felt like I went on a tangent there.
No, that was really interesting. I'm glad you brought that up. Sort of going off of that and how you felt that America, your perception of it didn't change super drastically in the first years. I'm interested in kind of hearing your conception about what you feel the American dream is, like that concept that people talk about, America being this place of opportunity where you can like kind of pull yourself up by the bootstraps and like make a life for yourself if you work hard enough, and just sort of if you think that exists since you've been here, and like how people can get it and what it even means to get it.
I feel it's not. Yes, it's called the American dream, but that's just like I feel it's humanity's dream. It's everyone's dream to like succeed and do something in life. But since America is known to have like the best colleges and the best education, worldwide, I would say, that's basically why that a concept of the American dream sticks, because a lot of kids here are like pushed to basically not forced, but I would say encouraged to go to school, and it's like easier for them here to go to school since the education system is like open to like everyone. Whereas in like different countries, it's not the same case. A lot of kids do not have the infrastructure for it, and so they basically get out of school to like help their parents and start working. They don't have like the knowledge to get a better job to like support their families and it was like a higher paying jobs. Whereas here in America, after you, let's say, graduate, if you work really hard, as I would say, that's like everyone in any country, if you work really hard and pursue a goal, you would succeed, like no matter what. Um, Hard work definitely pays off. That's what I believe in. So in that way, like the American dream is, I wouldn't say it's just a name. I would say, because a lot of Americans are just like, oh, we want to work, we want to do that, we want to do that. So America is known for like people who they want to like improve and like do things and like excel. Whereas it's just not the same as other countries.
So what do you think, like, what is your definition of success when you say that if you work hard enough you can succeed? And like, what does that mean for you?
For me, because I come from a really poor family, my definition of success is if I can graduate with a high degree and then get a job and support my family, because that's basically why I'm here. It's like my family comes first, and I put myself in a way last and try to help my family. As long as my family is not in a good place, I'm like not comfortable with myself, and like I would have to like push myself to like the last drop of blood I have, I guess, to ensure their safety. So I feel the definition of success for me is um, if I can move my family from the state that they're in right now. Like I'm living in Egypt as like refugees, and like my dad living in South Sudan, trying to like find jobs from month to month and like try to support the family. It's just like not ideal for them, you know. So um, I feel like to be successful is to ensure the safety of your family indeed, and also do something that you love and something that you really want. But if something that you love is not going to generate or like help someone else, I think you should first try to help others, and then um, try to, and then go back to whatever you want to do. Because like helping others, definitely you get a kick out of it.
Mm.
I mean, if you want it or not, whenever I help someone, I feel like I accomplished something in life at least. Whereas whenever like I just help myself, it's just like, oh, it's another day, me doing me. It's whatever.
That's a really incredible definition of success. Um, right. So, yeah, the next thing is, in America, have you faced personally situations where stereotypes or prejudices or discriminations have occurred against you? And if so, how were they different or similar to things that happened in different countries?
Well, I've encountered some like one of them that really sticks out with me is when I was visiting Duke University um, 3 summers ago, I think. And back then I had the Sudanese passport. That was before the country split into half. I had the Sudanese passport. It was in Arabic. So I was at the airport in Durham in North Carolina, and then I give the security lady my passport to like check it. And keep in mind, she was black. So I give her my passport, and she's like scrolling around like for like a good 3 minutes. And I asked her, I was like, ma'am, can I help you with something? Like, do you want me to point you to something?
Yeah.
And then she just like closes it, and she snaps at me. She's like, where is the date? Where's the expiration date? When was this issued? What is this thing? And I'm like, okay, this is my passport. It's a Sudanese passport. Here's the date that was um, um, initiated, and this is the date where it will be expired. Right there. And like I showed it to her, and she's like, I don't want this third world shit here. And she like chucks the passport at me, and I'm like,
oh my gosh.
So I'm just like,
someone in the airport said that?
Yeah, she literally said that like right in front of me, and I'm like, so am I sit here? And then she was like, yeah, go ahead. And I'm like, thank you.
Wow.
So I just like kept on going, and I was like, she could have easily lost her job right there. Like, and that was like a really stupid comment to say. And second of all, you're like black as well. And I don't know if that's out of frustration what she said, but you know, these things just don't stick in my head. I'm like, whatever, ignorant, doesn't know what's happening. So that's just one thing that always I think about. And well, one of the encounters that I had in America was like racism. The other ones are just like, you know, people just calling you names and like whatever, you know. It's pointless, doesn't stick to me, don't really care about it.
Yeah, wow, that's so crazy. What do you find most upsetting or problematic about America? Whether it's something that's like kind of small scale, just like that you feel is in your personal life, or something that you think is more like systematic or like structural about the way the country is run.
It's a really good question. I don't know. I was talking to someone about this like a couple of days ago. They brought up a really important question that an important point that I really cannot remember. But I don't know. I guess one flaw is America would be they're like a young nation, like 200 years or 300 years old, and in a way they really succeeded in making it to the being like the best country. Um, but I feel like America just tries to nose in into every single detail, every single thing going around the world. Um, which is just I feel like sometimes too much. Because as as you try to like nose into different things, you start to interpret things in a different way, and that just creates more issues. Like for instance, with the NSA thing that happened, I don't know, I think last year or 2 years ago, and like America spying with Germany, and then Germany finding out, that was just like really like pointless and uncalled for. Like, why would you do that? You know, since you have like a treaty together and all that. So and like just snippets of how the government also is run is just a little bit dysfunctional. But I mean, I'm not a politician, so I wouldn't really know how to go deep into that.
Interesting. Um, I think we have some good ones. I think maybe the last place that I'd like to end, and then you can say anything else that you want to say if you'd like, is what do you feel like your place in America is, and like, do you see yourself here in the future, or do you see yourself returning to South Sudan or Egypt or somewhere else?
Well, for now, I honestly do definitely see myself living here after I graduate. It is, after all, yes, a land of opportunity. As long as you have the skill set and you're willing to work hard, um, it will pay off. Um, so I definitely do want to, after I graduate, I want to work here for a while and like get on my feet and help my family. And then afterwards, I don't know, I want to basically go to grad school somewhere in Europe and um, just, I guess, work there and live there. I feel like it would be much better for me um, over there. Why? I don't know. But I guess in America, I have like a lot of friends, and um, it's tough to be moving around from one place to one place like all the time. And but it's wherever the opportunity is, it's where you have to go. Whether it's America or whether it's somewhere else, it's whatever you can get the best opportunity and um, the best experience. And lost my train of thought.
I mean, that was great. That answered
But
the
yeah,
question.
anywho, I would definitely want to be living here for a while.
Thank you so much, Tyson, for doing this interview. I'm finished with all of my questions, but if you have like one last comment or kind of a closing words you'd like to say, that would be awesome.
Well, one thing I want to end with would be it's just something that I always hold within me is I see a lot of kids taking education for granted, and their parents just paying a whole lot of money for them to like go to good schools and like get educated, which is basically like the norm. All kids should grow up, go to school, and then get a job. So I feel like a lot of American kids take that for granted, and it it's just it's sad, and I see that because like back in Egypt or like South Sudan, really like freaking. I went to a refugee school for good. Um, I graduated literally from refugee school, and you know what a refugee school is? It's basically they teach you nothing. All you have to do is like you teach yourself. Um, so like that's basically how I started learning everything, teaching myself, Khan Academy and all that. So like I feel like just never take education for granted. Like if you have an opportunity, don't like waste it and be like, oh, I want to do this or that, which is irrelevant at all, and like some things that they're just not gonna um make you like make you like succeed in life, like things that are not gonna help you. So just never take it for granted. Like whenever you have an opportunity to like learn something, learn it. Why not? That's why we're here. Like if you don't learn, then what why are you here for? Like are you ever gonna hold like a good conversation with anyone? No. Like it's pretty sad when you like talk to some people about even just daily things that are going on. They're like oblivious about it, and all they want to do is just like hang out and sleep and do nothing and just waste their parents' money for nothing. Which, man, I can go on this for days, but yeah. Moral of the story is just whenever you have an opportunity to learn something, or do something, or experience something new, take it. Like why hold back? We're here to learn.
Awesome. Thank you so much.